What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and the day is upon us. Chucky, the TV series, has been released, episode 1, and I just got done watching it. I'm here to give you my thoughts. This is going to be a spoiler review. These will all have spoilers, so just be warned ahead of time. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Child's Play franchise, going back to part 1, 2, 3, love them all, loved Bride. Seed of Chucky, not so much. Okay, although I get a few laughs from it, you know, I can watch it. Just don't really like it that much. But then I thought Curse was awesome. Cult of Chucky was the most recent film in the Don Mancini universe. And, you know, I thought it had a lot of possibility, a lot of potentials, a lot I like about it, but a lot I hated about it. And that's why I re-edited that. And you can see that in some of my early videos on this channel. And then you had the remake, of course, which I reviewed that as well. And it was okay. But I want some more Don Mancini Chucky. I want to see Brad Dourif's Chucky. All due respect, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, love you. I want to see Brad Dourif as Chucky and what else Don Mancini can bring to this universe. And we got a little peek at it today with episode 1 of Chucky.
Jake, are you okay?
I can't stand the sight of blood. Pussy.
Oh, no, Jake, that isn't quite right.
What happened to you, Jake? You used to have friends.
Don't forget your boy toy.
The main character it looks like that we'll be following throughout this TV series is Jake Wheeler, played by Zachary Arthur. And this is a very young man. I mean, a young kid, actually. He's about 14 years old. He likes to collect dolls and use them for artistic value and create little sculptures, statues, and stuff like that. And he comes across the Chucky doll at a garage sale. He doesn't realize, you know, what this doll is. Of course, obviously, he doesn't realize the doll is alive. But he doesn't even know, you know, this thing is anything special. Just thinks it's a doll, does a little haggling, you know, and ends up buying the doll. From there, even we're not really sure what's going on. You know, is this Chucky right here? Because obviously where we left off in Cult of Chucky, last I knew, Chucky was Nika. Although there was still, you know, the jacked up Chucky that got half his face shot off was still over in Andy's apartment, I think. And if we remember, Kyle in the post-credit scene went to mess with him some. So, you know, the franchise just ended up in a complete disarray. Like, who knows how they're going to continue this? I don't even know if they're going to address the fact that he ended up in Nika's body. But remember, there were also multiple Chucky's in Cult of Chucky, which I didn't like. Are they going to address that? I don't know. None of that was addressed here. Nothing was addressed here. I'm not saying that it's a criticism because it could be addressed later. But if we are in the same universe and this is supposed to be a continuation, I would think they're going to have to address that at some point in time. But this episode, and maybe this was the best thing, we're not going to touch that. We're just going to go ahead and put the Chucky that we all know and love, the doll. And by the way, the doll looked fantastic. Just like in the trailer, but in the show we could even get a better look. Great. Looked so much better than the best looking Chucky that we've seen since Seed or Bride. And of course, that was a scarred up Chucky. As far as the non-scarred up Chucky, you got to, you know, with all the stitches, you got to go all the way back to Child's Play 3. That was the last time we saw a Chucky that looked this good. So a big positive there. And another positive for this film, like I mentioned, Brad Dourif is back. He doesn't get a whole ton of speaking lines in this first episode. I'm sure he will, but the few lines he got on point, you know, that humor, that style, he's there, he's hilarious, and I just can't wait for more. So back to Jake. Jake is the main character, like I said, and he's the one who buys Chucky. This kid has got a very rough life. He is getting bullied at school. His dad is a complete jerk, you know, and yeah, he's not the most normal kid. I mean, he's a 14-year-old boy, and he buys dolls and builds, you know, little doll sculptures. Not the most normal, you know, 14-year-old kid, but hey, that's what he's into, and you know, it's art to him. And yeah, I mean, he gets completely bullied at school. He's also gay, which is a big storyline in this film. May turn some people off because obviously this day and age is so much woke stuff, so to speak, you know, films and shows that really don't offer anything but an agenda or but a message, but they don't do it in a way so you're actually getting a good story, a good film, something you can, you know, enjoy while they give you that message. And it was a little worrisome at the beginning of this movie, this show, that would be the case. But as the show got going, I really thought, no, I don't think so. I think that this is going to be weaved. And there's going to be a reason for all this. And there definitely was. And it made perfect sense. By the end, it was actually hilarious. And everything was just seamless. How Chucky, came to kind of empathize with this kid here who is getting bullied like crazy. And he wants to help him out, but he's still Chucky. I mean, he's still Chucky. Don't worry about that. I mean, who knows what's going to happen down the line. I'm sure, this kid is already like, holy crap. This doll is crazy. This doll's alive, first of all, which is, mind-blowing enough, but he realizes who it is, that it's Charles Lee Ray, and yeah, he's going to kill a bunch of mother effers. And one girl who could be a target is this horrible human being of a girl who almost, I thought her behavior was over the top, like unrealistically over the top. At first, she's just a horrible person, horrible bully. She thinks she's all that, and, she's got some issues, so, she bullies people. And she's a horrible person. And that's not exactly, rare. But I thought that, after this piano performance by a kid named Devin, who's friends with Jake, I think Jake has a little crush on him. But anyway, he plays the piano performance for a talent show. He does a great job. And then she starts just very weird. She goes, what a great job. Like, she goes and takes the mic and starts, having the spotlight pointed at various people in the audience and really embarrassing people. And then she has the spotlight pointed at Jake. And it was really weird. She's like, Jake, what did you think of his performance? And he was like, embarrassed. He's like, it was good. Just good? Why don't you tell him and his mom what you really think of them? And I don't know what she's getting at. I don't even get that. Like, I don't even understand, so I don't want to speculate. But anyway, that was just weird. She was just embarrassing everybody. I need to rewatch it to understand what her motive was, or if she's just so horrible that she just wants to embarrass people. But anyway, it didn't feel very realistic. A girl like that, Miss Popular, she's kind of making a fool of herself by doing that. I would think that most of the people in the audience would be looking at her like, what is she doing? Instead of laughing and stuff. So there were things in this episode that I felt, again, I'm not in high school. I don't know how kids act nowadays, but it didn't seem realistic. All that said, at that point I was getting a little uncomfortable. Like, she's a jerk. I hate her. If that's what the show wants, they've succeeded. But at the same time, I don't feel this is realistic whatsoever. And then the scene comes, which I thought was a really brilliant scene, where Chucky's there. He obviously walked in. So, Jake is like, what the hell? How'd Chucky get here? And Chucky talks to him a little bit in his ear. No one else can see. People are like, this kid's crazy and weird. He's got a doll. But the doll tells him, hey, go upstairs and I'm pretend that you're a ventriloquist and I'll do all the talking. That was... we didn't hear it, but something like that. He goes up on the stage and holds Chucky like he's a ventriloquist, and Chucky just goes and just completely roasts everyone there, especially this girl. He's got her cell phone, and it was just absolutely hilarious. And even the family of this girl is laughing, and her little sister, who you can tell, the girl's got a little sister who's in the crowd, and she acknowledged her at one point. The sister was like, didn't seem to really care for her much because she's probably horrible to her. And the little girl is laughing, the little sister's laughing, and it was just hilarious. It was just a great scene. And it gave us an opportunity to see Chucky a doll, talking in front of everyone, but nobody thinks it's weird. Nobody's freaking out. Nobody's scared. Nobody's like, what's going on? A doll's talking, because he's pretending to be a ventriloquist. So Chucky can bring his humor to a bunch of, normal people, so to speak, and it's not unusual, because in any regular situation, Chucky goes and tries to do stand-up comedy, people would freak out and start running out of there because there's a doll who's talking and alive. But in this case, it made sense. And that was, I thought, a really smart move right there. And then, of course, later on, you had the first kill of the series, and it was absolutely amazing. It was awesome. And, it was somebody that we hate or we don't like very much. I don't know if we hate him. I'm not saying he deserved to die. That's usually the case. Of course, it's a horror film. They don't deserve a horror show in this case. They don't deserve to die. But it was a guy that we don't care for too much. So it was entertaining. And then there was time for some conversations between Jake and Chucky. A little callback to the first film. There's a few callbacks here. We get he's doing some research. We get a look at a young Andy Barclay and his mom. There's a few callbacks, but nothing like over the top fan service. That's never really been in the Child's Play franchise much, and it's not here. Just some callbacks, and then a little callback when he noticed the batteries were missing. He tried to throw them away. It wasn't a carbon copy of Child's Play, the original film, but just some nice, interesting callbacks when he says, talk to me, damn it. Talk to me, or I'll make you talk to me. Some of this very similar lines to the first. Some people might find it too similar, but that is what you would do. Like, he knows this doll is alive. He just witnessed it, and he didn't have to threaten to throw him in the fire. Chucky just bitch slapped him, and then Chucky said some awesome things. He gets up, and that conversation was just awesome. All the lines were on point here. The voice, of course, Brad Dorf is back, and everything is awesome in this first episode. The only thing, I mean, as far as negatives, I mean, it doesn't connect again to what we've seen so far coming off of Cult of Chucky whatsoever. But I really would prefer they don't connect it in a way, because I didn't really care for Cult of Chucky. I don't want to see the multiple Chuckies. I know that a lot of these, characters from that movie are supposed to be back. Nika, I'm looking forward to seeing her, but I just don't know how the show is going to incorporate Nika, how they're going to incorporate Tiffany, how they're going to incorporate, or is it going to be Jennifer Tilly herself? Because remember, there's a Jennifer Tilly, which I hate, and there's a Tiffany now who's in the form of a doll. Who knows? I have no idea what this TV show has for us in store for us going forward, but I know that this first episode I thought was freaking amazing, and there are going to be people who are like, is this woke? I'm here to tell you, I don't think so. Obviously, there's more shows to come. I don't think so. I think it's going to be badass. I really enjoyed the first episode. It really came full circle, and the story for that everything that happened for a reason. Everything that happened, including that girl acting like a horrible monster, being just a terrible person, that came back. There was a reason for that. And that was that stand-up routine with using Chucky like a ventriloquist. It was hilarious. The way the dad treated him, all that, was for a reason. Do not worry. There's nothing wrong with having gay characters in a show or a film. There's nothing wrong with having whoever you want in a film. Your characters can be however, whoever, whenever, whatever. People just don't want agendas thrown in their face and hit in their head with a sledgehammer like, the movie Black Christmas a couple years ago. And it's like, there's no horror here. There's no film here to be seen. It's just an agenda. That doesn't seem to be the case here. This seems to be all on point so far. We'll see with the episodes going forward, but I love this show. Episode 1 to me, I'm gonna give these each episode. I will give 1 to 10 score at the end of the series. If when that day comes, I'll give it an overall rating, and I'll tell you if it's a masterpiece, freaking awesome, good, not great, whatever. But this first episode, to be honest, I'd have to say a very strong 9.5 out of 10 for this first episode. I really did enjoy it a lot. Let me know what you thought of Chucky, the first episode. I know that there's going to be a lot of people with different thoughts and opinions on this, but I feel that it was really good. So let me know down below what you think. I can't wait for next week. I cannot wait for next week. Talk to you guys later. Hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.